Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bard Stories. I've been asked by some of my friends, especially out to dinner the other night, what is my favorite movie? Well, if I had to stop and think about it, I don't think I have a singular favorite movie. I love great storytelling. There are TV shows that I absolutely love, movies, plays, and lately I've been doing musicals. I debated going away from musicals this week and doing something else. But I figured I'd finish it off with one of my favorite movies of all times. One that has childhood memories of family associated with it. The first time I saw the movie we're about to discuss, The Wizard of Oz, I had to have been at my grandmother's house. I vividly remember my aunt being with me, and that would be the place where it would happen. That would mean my aunt was there, at least one of my uncles, my grandmother, of course, grandfather, probably my mother, maybe my father, I'm not sure. This would have been during the Vietnam era, and several members of my family may not have been there because of that. But at 54, going to be 55 in May, my aunt still calls me every year when she sees it's on terrestrial TV. It's something that just holds a lot of family memory to me. And it's also what the movie's about. Trying to get home.
Wake up, honey.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
So The Wizard of Oz. Well, we all know by now it's a children's novel written by Frank L. Baum. And it's a movie that came out in the year 1939, starring Judy Garland, Frank Morgan, Ray Bolger, Brett Lahr, Jack Haley, Billy Burke, Margaret Hamilton, Charlie Braithwaite, and of course, the Munchkins. Who hasn't had an Auntie Em in their life? Or an Uncle Henry? Young Dorothy lives on a Kansas farm, owned by, well, her uncle and aunt. Mare Gulch, the Wicked Witch. She manages to get an order obtained by the sheriff to seize Dorothy's little dog Toto and have it destroyed. Instead of that happening, Dorothy runs away. She meets a traveling salesman. And well, he persuades her to go home because there's a tornado coming. I'm a storm chaser. I've seen tornadoes. They can be terrifying, but they are absolutely beautiful as well. She makes it back in time, but everybody else is taken shelter. She goes and hides in the house. The tornado comes and properly relocates the house as they do. Only this one relocated it intact to the land of Oz, landing on the evil witch. As the witch's last breath goes, her shoes magically land on Dorothy's feet. We then get to see the evil sister witch show up. She wants those shoes, and then the bubble comes. And the good witch. Well, the good witch, of course, being good, defeats the evil witch and sends her away. Well, scares her off anyway. The way she went off, as a kid, it was awe-inspiring. The puff of smoke and disappearing. As an adult, I could look at that scene and go, you can see her disappear going down. Yep. You know, it's one of those things that, from a child's eyes, it was magical. As an adult's eyes, I kind of sit there and go, yeah, okay. That wouldn't fly today, but the story still does. Anyway, we get our first really good song, Follow the Yellow Brick Road, sung by those shenanigan-loving munchkins.
Follow the yellow brick road?
Follow the yellow brick road. 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 Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road.
And so Dorothy is on her way down that yellow brick road to where she meets the first of her companions, the Scarecrow. And after a brief time, the Scarecrow and her are on their way to meet Oz, the great and powerful. Where along the way, well, they come up to the Tin Man. And then beyond him, the Lion. Oh, we got some songs along the way. And we got some more interaction with the witch. As a young child, those were great. Then we come to the poppies. Oh, the poppies. And we get to see the evil witch and her flying monkeys. Well, Glinda intervenes with the snow, of course. And now we are at the Emerald City. One of my favorite scenes of the movie, back then and to this day, is, well, this one. A horse of a different color. And the song that accompanied it.
There's only one of him and he's it. He's the horse of a different colour you've heard tell about. And a couple of tra-la-las. That's how we laugh a day away in the merry old land of Oz.
So now we are there to meet the wizard. And the wizard has a very simple task for Dorothy and her friends. They must kill the Wicked Witch and bring him the broom. Anyway, Dorothy does manage to defeat the witch by throwing water on her and melting her. Takes the broom back, and well, we discover that the man behind the curtain. That man behind the curtain, well, he explains it to each of Dorothy's companions that they had what they were lacking in them the entire time. They just didn't believe in themselves in one way or another. It's not magic. You just have to believe in yourself. You have courage. You have wisdom. I think most of all, most people have a heart and compassion and caring. Dorothy, her dilemma's a little bit, well, it's a little bit different. She needs to find a way home, and the wizard floated off on the balloon without her. Not on purpose, mind you. But Glinda comes. Well, just watch.
You've always had the power to go back to Kansas.
I have.
Then why didn't you tell her before?
Because she wouldn't have believed me. She had to learn it for herself.
What have you learned, Dorothy?
Well, I think that it wasn't enough just to want to see Uncle Henry and Auntie Em. And it's that if I ever go looking for my heart's desire again, I won't look any further than my own backyard. Because if it isn't there, I never really lost it to begin with. Is that right?
That's all it is.
And there we have it, my friends. She's home in that bed with her family. A beautiful and wonderful story from my youth, from my adulthood, and even in my AARP years. It's a story that is timeless and will forever be timeless. One that You can sit down with your kids, your great-grandkids, friends, everybody. It's a good story. It's a good musical. It's just fun all the way around. So I hope if you have a copy, go put it in after you listen to this and enjoy it again. I think I'm going to, because, it makes me smile. And that is what movie making should do. Good night, all.